That's right, RTV6 actually shot the interview that you are about to see with these four young men back in the fall. And we brought you all of them together so that you could hear their thoughts because, as you know, this often just hits way too close to home. So what are their thoughts on the violence? It is now time to hear from them with their concerns, their fears, and their dreams. And, of course, their solutions.
My name is Reese Hamilton. I'm 11 years old and I'm in the 6th grade and I want to be a civil rights leader.
My name is Brandon Kennedy. I am 17 years old. I'm in the 12th grade. What I want to do is become an engineer, photographer.
My name is Miko Ray. I'm 13. I'm in the 7th grade.
My name is Avante Ray.
There you go.
I'm in 10th grade. I'm 16.
These young men are the future of Indianapolis. The future civil rights leader, engineer, football player, and pharmacist say the city they call home needs to invest in the future they are chasing.
Well, I don't hear a lot of programs talking about, you know, black young men becoming engineers or anything like that. Like, I know there's this one program called like First Robotics and everything like that, but some places cost money. A lot of places don't even offer it.
What I feel like need to be done is like a bigger support system. Like more people to show that they care.
These young men all agree they're missing out on mentorship outside of the classroom. Miko Ray grew up in a single-parent household led by his mother. He says he knows his future is in football after his football coach, who looks like him, showed him the way.
Father figure, the coach like a father figure to me, and then you got your team, your family.
Miko's brother, Avante, says finding that mentor or after-school activity is the very thing protecting them from the violence that often happens around them.
I like to get into after-school activities because it keeps my mind, it keeps me on a positive road, and it keeps me, out of trouble and away from the streets and the gun violence and all the other stuff.
If I have like sports or robotics or anything like that, I'd probably be with the dudes I used to hang out with, because a lot of them dudes was thieves, drug dealers, sellers and everything like that. So I'll probably be with them being in the wrong, doing stuff behind my mama's back.
Brandon Kennedy will graduate from high school this spring. While he doesn't have his diploma yet, the streets of the Circle City have already taught him some tough life lessons. One
incidents that happened really that like made me be careful on who I'm around is one of my old friends I used to hang out with. He got shot 5 times. I mean, thank God he survived, but it was just like, what if I was there with him, or what if that was me? I mean, that could have been me if I was still hanging out around him.
The constant violence, including shootings and stabbings, does not end with the victims who lose their lives. It touches the people who are left behind trying to cope with reality, including this future civil rights leader who already has seen so much violence that it no longer scares him.
Because I done seen things happen to people, and I know one day it might happen to me. So I'm not scared of dying.
So that conversation obviously went quite a bit longer. You just saw one portion of it. One of the topics we talked about at length was the need for a safe place to go after school. They would like to see something like a lock-in program that keeps kids in a safe place until about 8 o'clock at night, and then school buses could even take them directly home, Mark.
Such a candid conversation that you had with them, and hearing from them, the hunger is there, the need is there. We just need organizations and schools and city to step up.
And as these gentlemen pointed out, they just want someone to maybe ask them. They're the ones who live here and have to go through this. And as you could hear from Reese at only 11 years old, you know, saying that he's not afraid to die, that's sobering. That's sobering for anyone who could hear that.
We appreciate the conversation. Of course, the conversation is not over. It's far from over. In fact, if you've been impacted by violence, if you want to share how we can rise above it, well, send us a message at workingforyou@rtv6.com. Cameron, thank you. At least one Indianapolis resident says one way the city could cut back on violent crime is to devise a better system to handle stolen weapons. Chris Kern says a gun registered in his name was stolen from a car on Sunday. Even though Indiana gun owners are not required to report when a firearm is stolen, Chris filed a report with IMPD anyway, but then he noticed what he believes is the same stolen gun for sale online.
So I called IMPD back, said, hey, I see this gun that was stolen for sale. What can you do? And, send the link, show them the picture, and they basically said, I can't make out the serial number. It's a little bit blurry.
Detectives told Chris to reach out to the Bureau of Alcohol, Tobacco, and Firearms and Explosives, but agents there say they typically only investigate weapon thefts from businesses, dealers, or manufacturers. Chris's story serves as a reminder to always keep your firearms in a secure place. The trucker accused of killing a mother and her daughters in a crash on I-465 will be sentenced next month. Bruce Pollard was in court today to plead guilty but mentally ill to reckless homicide and other traffic charges. His semi-truck plowed into stop traffic near the I-465 Keystone exit last July. Pollard has been evaluated and determined to have a history of mental illness. He will be sentenced March 27th. The Democratic candidates for president shared the stage tonight for the first debate since voters began weighing in on who should be the party's nominee. Former South Bend Mayor Pete Buttigieg came out 1/10 of a point ahead of Senator Bernie Sanders in the Iowa caucuses. Both parties are declaring victory. Those results trickled in after days of technical delays. New Hampshire's primary on Tuesday is the next proving ground for the Democrats, and officials say they will not have the same problems as Iowa. Well, that's because the state holds an election rather than a caucus. Voters use old-fashioned paper and pencils for their ballots, so reporting results and any possible recounts will be simpler. Remember, Indiana's primary is on May 5th. You'll see the presidential and gubernatorial primaries on your ballot, along with local races and issues. Prom season is right around the corner, and tonight Mount Pleasant Christian Church in Greenwood hosted an unforgettable prom experience for Hoosiers with special needs. Guests walked the red carpet, danced, and all of them were crowned kings and queens at the prom.
They absolutely love it. I mean, we have the people, the attendees that come in, and they are just floored because they're so excited. There's so many things going on. And then we have the parents and the caregivers that are really just grateful for the opportunity for them to step away for a little bit and take some time for themselves.
It was all part of Night to Shine, a worldwide event started by the Tebow Foundation, now in its 6th year. More to come on RTV6 News at 11. Sometimes you just feel like you need a change, and if you're starting to get an itch at work, it may be time for a switch. Our career coach explains the signs to watch for in hiring Hoosiers. Getting results for frustrated residents and kids stuck waiting on their school bus. Take a look at some of the ways RTV6 has been working for you.
This water will continue to run. It's already done ran into our apartment.
David Hawkins and his girlfriend Harriet Smith live at Hubbard Gardens near 42nd Street and Sherman Drive. They have cardboard boxes, newspaper, and blankets soaking up floodwater coming from the hallway. It's an issue residents have been dealing with for more than a week. Maintenance crews did clean up Hawkins' apartment, and they were out earlier in the week to look at the issue causing the flooded hallway. But residents say it's not fixed. We reached out to Millennia Company, the owner of the complex, and received a response this morning. They contacted management to let them know about the flooded hallway. After that, one of the residents says management came to his door, and now this afternoon they sent a plumbing and water cleanup company out to work on this issue. We will continue following up to make sure this problem is resolved for residents.
Waiting in the cold for a bus that never came.
They always say give 10, 15 minutes. And, we do that.
Families in this southwest side neighborhood say the bus is supposed to come at 7:04 each morning to pick kids up and take them to IPS school number 49. But they say that rarely happens. And parents say when the bus does show up, it's often after school has already started.
And IPS confirms a new driver has been assigned to this route, and the other bus driver has been reassigned to another route.
Dream Mattress Studio at Value City Furniture.
This is RTV6 News at 11, working for you.
13 minutes past 11 here on a Friday night, getting a live look at the downtown Indianapolis skyline. But we've got some snow to talk about that could be headed our way to the metro area. Chief Meteorologist Kevin Gregory is watching the timeline for that.
Light snow, it's arriving now. Our visibility is like 7 miles, so not a big deal. Terre Haute with light snow. And it's just the beginning, but most of this takes place while you're sleeping. I think between now and about 7 a.m. is the bulk of the snow, very light. Then Again, we'll have snow showers through the day on Saturday. On Sunday, we'll add some rain to the mix as temperatures come into the lower 40s. Here's the very fine, light snow in the metro area. Temperatures are in the 20s, so this will be a fluffy snowfall, rather dry. Back into Illinois, you can see some breaks in here, but you also see the snow moving from west to east, increasing in coverage, and I think at times may increase in intensity as well. Visibility's now dropped below 2 miles into Terre Haute. The rest of central Indiana waiting on the snow. If you have somewhere to go first thing in the morning, just use a little caution, especially bridges and overpasses. Again, an inch with an isolated higher amount mixed in there, especially in the southern half of the viewing area. The probability of snow is highest until around daybreak. Then we'll see the snow chances fall off, become more spotty with the snow showers. 1 to 4 a.m. There's the progression to the east. By the time we get to 7, starting to push that into the eastern third of the state, and then just the snow showers left over through the day. Here are your snowfall potential forecasts. Close to an inch anywhere from along Interstate 70 toward Terre Haute, then down to Sullivan and Bloomington, a little less to the north. Temperatures mid-30s tomorrow. Again, the snow showers in the afternoon. We'll wait on Sunday for snow, then mixing with and changing to rain later in the day. Saturday planner temperatures by the time we get to noon at 31, 34 or 35 for the afternoon high. 7 a.m. there's your ongoing snow. We move through the afternoon and you just get these hit and miss spotty snow showers around. Then we'll be dry Saturday night and a good part of Sunday until that snow and then rain snow mix moves in. There's one big change for Sunday. The wind will gust to 30 miles per hour. Rain on Sunday evening may change back to a little snow before ending. Monday and Tuesday basically dry, lower 40s. Looking ahead, warm enough for rain Wednesday, but right now on Valentine's Day, dry with a high of 32.
Make plans accordingly.
Enjoy.
All right, thanks, Kevin, for that. Big night for high school hoops. Here's Dave with that.
Yeah, let's start with the girls' sectional semifinals. Triton Central unbeaten and top-ranked in 2A. Another impressive showing tonight against Cena. Taylor Heath here with the steal all the way down for the easy finish. Triton building a big lead early. Then it's senior Grace Crest open in the corner. Watch her knock down the 3-ball. Tigers improved to 23-0. Big win. They'll face Eastern Hancock in the sectional finals. More girls semis, though, in just a bit. Good evening. This is a big, big weekend of hoops. Sectionals, IU, Purdue tomorrow. Don't forget about the Pacers doubleheader, hosting Zion and the Pelicans tomorrow night. We got a rematch with the Raptors tonight. Just lost to these guys by 1 on Wednesday. This one at Bankers Live. Vic with his usual pregame routine and coming out strong. Step back 3, and then he followed that up. A little pull-up teardrop. Vic had 6 of the team's first 9 points, but good guys down 1 at the break. Fourth quarter, TJ McConnell to Domas Sabonis. Pacers within 2. Domas 19 and 16, another double-double for him. Raptors answer. Serge Ibaka, the drive and dime to Rondé Hollis-Jefferson. Dunks it over Justin Holiday. Toronto up 6. 6:30 left in the game. Enter Vic, who played 27 minutes tonight. First shot of the fourth, though, off the backboard. Vic shot 5 of 11, 2 of 6 from behind the arc. Still his best night since his return. But the Pacers with 20 turnovers tonight. Fred Van Vliet, the dish to Terrence Davis, who had 17 off the bench. Pacers dropped their 4th straight for the first time this season. Toronto's won a club record 13 in a row. 115-106 the final. To Bankers Life Fieldhouse, Brad Brown standing by just out of the locker room moments ago. Hey, Brad.
Yeah, Dave, this felt a little bit like a postseason game tonight. A playoff game where they played up in Toronto, for example, on Wednesday and then came back here on Friday night. It's not out of the question that these teams could, in fact, meet in the postseason. The adjustments that the Raptors made obviously were evident in that second half. Pacers played with them for the first half, but much like on Wednesday once again, the defense got away from them in the fourth quarter. Domas Sabonis with another double-double, but disappointed at the end that the Pacers couldn't get it done here on Friday night.
Obviously, it was tough to get stops. They have a lot of shooters. They're knocking down threes. They're getting downhill, and then we have to rotate, and it's tough to stop. But our defense has to be more connected in those areas and just try and run off shooters.
Definitely, there's some things in today's game that we did better than last game, and then there's some things that we could do better in both games. But at the end of the day, we'll definitely be seeing those guys again in the future. So we just got to continue to improve so we can prepare for them.
Did you feel a little like a playoff game out there?
Yeah, it did. That's what Coach kind of stressed promised to us before the game. It's like one of those playoff series. You play them, day off, play them. So, certainly we thought we should have won the first time around. We were right there in the second time, but that's what championship teams do.
With the loss, the Pacers fall to 6th in the East. Excuse me, half game behind the Sixers for 5th. Consider this, though. Avoiding that 4-5 matchup in the first round of the playoffs would avoid the Bucks in round 2. It's an awful long way to think ahead, but worth considering toward the home stretch of the season. Dave mentioned the game against the Pelicans. That comes up here tomorrow night. The Nets and the Bucks will be the other 2 games before the All-Star break. They've got one more against the Raptors. That comes up north. 4th and final game of the regular season in Toronto on February 23rd. At Bankers Life Fieldhouse, Brad Brown, RTV6 Sports.
Brad, thanks. When it comes to basketball sectionals, it is ladies first. The road to Bankers Life Fieldhouse, easy for some, not so much for others. Tech sectional tonight. 8th ranked Lawrence North taking on Warren Central. LN in the dark unis. Kristen Young, the hoop and arm. Strong bucket there in the left hand. But here comes Warren, though. Look at the pass. Kajai Talley inside, up and in. Lawrence North, though, starting to pull away in the second. Katie Davis hits the 3. And look at the bench here. The bench mob working it tonight. Ellen on the break. Nice steal by Lauren Gunn. Gets it ahead to Jayla Smith. Ellen wins it 45-34. Wildcats now 21-4. So Ellen getting the winner of the nightcap. North Central and Cathedral. North Central in the dark unis. Nakai Hunter here goes baseline, uses the glass. And more from the Panthers inside. Not afraid to work it in the paint. Meg Newman, and Meg is pumped. She got the and one. Cathedral playing catch-up. Justice Gordon here with the floater. But too much for the Panthers tonight. Danielle Welch doesn't hesitate. Drains the 3. North Central advances 66-55. Panthers now 17-9. They get Lawrence North in the sectional championship. Meanwhile, up north, it's the survival of the fittest. 66 wins between the 4 in the semifinals at Westfield, including 21 from 3rd-ranked Fishers. Tonight, the Tigers getting host Westfield in the opener. Fishers in the dark unis. Full court press to be a Perriman here with the steal. Olivia Smith with the finish. Fishers took a 10-point lead, but Westfield would come all the way back in this game. Alyssa Crockett drives and scores. The game tied at 56 closing seconds. Fishers with the ball. Katie Burton drives down the middle. Right-handed scoop at the buzzer. What a finish. Burton had 25 as they advance 58-56. Tigers improved to 22-1. So Fishers getting the winner between Noblesville and Hamilton Southeastern. Royals in white. Lauren Morris here drains the triple. HSC on a 5-0 run to start the game, start the half rather. Noblesville dribble drive. Ashlyn Shade pulls up from 11 feet. But Hamilton Southeastern, she'll watch them find the open shooter. They did it all night long. Jackie Malucci, 3-ball corner pocket. Royals win 59-42. They're now 22-2. Big showdown at Fishers tomorrow night in the sectional championship game. And tomorrow, another edition. Here we go, IU and Purdue. The Hoosiers getting healthy. Haven't played in a week, while Purdue coming off a big win on Wednesday against Iowa. Absolutely hammered 17th-ranked Iowa. Scored 61 in the first half. Hit some 19 threes in the process. Iowa still doesn't know what hit them tonight. But Purdue is hoping to keep that momentum on the road. We heard from IU tonight at 6. Here's Matt Painter earlier today.
It's that consistent effort and it's the consistent execution combined. We have played well in spurts on the road, but we seem to play a whole lot better when we're down. You get yourself in a hole, and now it's your fight to get back. But just trying to have that from the start.
And could Coach Knight show up tomorrow? We'll see down in Bloomington. Finally tonight, first and foremost from downtown today, the IndyCar season can't be too far away if there's some car unveilings. Today, the new Arrow McLaren SP IndyCar team unveiled its new look for the new year. Rookie drivers Oliver Askew and Pato O'Ward, they're going to give those 2 cars a ride this season. Cars look pretty good, except the accent on the blue for Oliver Askew. That's the difference. The season starts March 15th on the streets of St. Pete.
Looks sharp there.
It does.
I like it. Have you ever had the urge to make a career change but just didn't feel you had the confidence to follow through? Well, up next, Hiring Hoosiers, the clues you should watch for to help you know the timing is right to take that leap.
Big money at Menards.
RTV6's Hiring Hoosiers connects you to jobs, training opportunities, and advice about your career. The end of the work week can come as a big relief for those who no longer like their job. Well, tonight, our career coach shares the biggest signs that you should start looking to make a change.
We've all had those days when we do not want to go to work. But what if those days are happening all the time? Then it might be time to think about looking for a new job. Here are 3 top signs that it may be time for a change. Are you experiencing a loss of purpose and passion? Like any relationship, when your career has no meaning, it's lost its purpose. When you are not excited about it, then you've lost your passion. If you get tired of getting up in the morning to compete for something you don't believe in anymore, it's time to move on. Your happiness is central to your ability to perform and advance in your career. Is your employer investing in your professional development, or are they content with your performance? If your talent is not valued, it's difficult for you to stay motivated. When your boss doesn't trust your potential and will not sponsor your career advancement, it's extremely hard to remain loyal. Remember, every day at work will not be exciting. Ask a trusted coworker for an objective opinion. Take time to evaluate your current situation before making a major change.
And for more tips from our career coaches and all of our Hiring Hoosiers stories, visit our website, hiringhoosiers.com.
And check them from a reliable source.
Well, the biggest night in Hollywood is almost here, and RTV6 is your home for Oscar Sunday. Red carpet coverage begins at 1 o'clock and then continues after RTV6 News at 6. The show begins at 8, and then catch the news at 11 for a recap with our very own Brad Brown and much more. Going to be a fun night on Sunday.
Think about what Brad does. Covers sports, watches movies. What?
Well-rounded.
That's the life.
Yeah.
What are we doing wrong?
And he gets paid for it.
And he predicted the winners in 24 different categories for the Oscars. I
That's
don't
a
know
long
there were that
list.
many. Okay, I'll try to predict this just the next several hours as snow moves from west to east. Not a huge deal, but maybe an inch of snow as you wake up in the morning. There's 5 a.m., eastern half of the state through 7. And then we get these spotty snow showers through the day. What the Purdue IU games, what
2
time?
o'clock in
2
Wilmington,
o'clock.
yeah.
So there'll be some snow around for that, about an inch or less.
I think that's the best motion picture tonight.
Ta-da.
He gets the award.
He gets the award for it. Thanks for joining us tonight on RTV6 News at 11. We'll see you back here on Sunday after the Oscars.
Best editing in a weathercast.
You did.
Wow. Really?